and just wanted to make on my prediction, the Final Four game here, or the NCAA tournament, whatever you want to call it. Michigan State won tonight. Go figure. This guy right here, his last name Valentine. He's number 45. Talked about him. He made a game-winning shot on Valentine's Day for Michigan State to win. So Valentine's Day, Valentine made the game winner. Michigan State's also green, and Notre Dame is green, or they're the Fighting Irish or whatever, and it ties back into Chicago a little bit. Yeah, so I mean, still don't know for sure who's gonna win. Whatever, got an idea who I think is gonna win. I'm just gonna point out some patterns noticed dealing with final 8 teams. I actually had all these numbers written up, but I didn't do it in time to actually pick my bracket because it's actually very time consuming. But anyway, I'll just show you some of the patterns here. So anyway, like I was saying, Notre Dame and Michigan State. You have Michigan State with the Valentine guy, so they could be running with that. But I'll show you in a second why I don't think they're going to do that. But they're both green, and green adds the 49, and 49th prime is 227, and 227 is Valentine's Day. I've talked about that tons of times. So that's kind of interesting. And then you got the Fighting Irish, and I always think of Chicago and Benton when I think of St. Patty's Day, I guess. So that's not really that significant because it's everywhere. But Chicago, Illinois adds up to 144. And then the Final Four is actually played on 4th, and April 4th adds up to 144 as well. So anyway, like I said, these are just the numbers and maybe some patterns that I noticed. I don't know who's going to win for sure. I have an idea of who I think is going to win, and I'll talk about that. But basically, these are just the numbers of some significant things in the bracket. I just don't know what story they're gonna run with. They run with multiple stories. Usually not a ton, but there's usually at least 2 or 3 different stories. So I don't know what they're gonna go with for sure. But anyway, if you go through these here, so you got Notre Dame and Kentucky, 95, whatever. I'm not even gonna speak them all. And then they play in Cleveland, 78 and 33, and it's the Midwest. And what's interesting about the Midwest is you got 39 and 93, the Mirrors, and then you also have 30, but 78 is 39 and 9, and then 33 is always a significant number. So I really don't know who's going to win this game by the numbers or whatever. Nothing stands out, they don't have there's not a 39 or a 93 in either one of them. And then they play on March 28th, which is 207 and 90. Once again, I don't see any big connections, so I don't really know who's going to win this game. I mean, I just don't notice pattern there. So let's go to the next game. It's on the 207-90 as well, March 28th. So we got Wisconsin and Arizona, and they play in Los Angeles, and they're in the West. Now this one's a tough one. We got West, which is 13 and 22. Just all kinds of stuff here. But Arizona, the reason it's tough is because Arizona is a 2 seed, and you got a 22 down here. But I'm gonna go with Wisconsin on this one, just because if you go by days here, 125th day is actually May 5th, so 5-5. Then you got 4-4, which is when the final 4 games are played, 4-4, so 5-5, 4-4. Then the 62nd day is 59th. It's May 3rd, 33. So 5-5, 4-4, 3-3. And And then the 53rd day of the year is February 22nd, which is 222. So 5544332222. And then West has a 22 in it. That's my guess, I guess, because there's also a 55 in Los Angeles, and then there's two 46s. I don't know. The only thing significant is that Arizona is a 2 seed, and maybe this 39 is like the triple 13. So, and then there's a 13 in West. So, could be, but that's pretty weird that it's 5544332222. So I'm going with Wisconsin on this one. This one up here, I really want to say Notre Dame just because I want Notre Dame to win. I just don't see anything that significant. Anyway, let's keep on moving here. So we got Louisville and Michigan State. They're playing Syracuse, and it's the East. Oh, this next game too. It's kind of confusing here because you have Michigan State with Valentine on the team and whatnot, but I don't know. I think they're gonna lose, and I'll show you why in a second with Louisville. I think Louisville is gonna win it all. So yeah, I'm not even gonna really talk that much about this. So we'll move on to Duke and Gonzaga here. They play in Houston, and it's the South. Oh man, this game, I think, Duke has the mirrors, the 41 and the 14, and they also have the 23, the Michael Jordan, and 72 and 35 don't seem that significant. But we got Houston. I just talked about 31. I've seen it a bunch in my last video. And then 112 is like a huge number, 22, whatever. The game is on the 88th day of the year. March 29th adds up to 215, which is February 15th, or 227, or pi, and then just a bunch of stuff. But, or not 227, 228. Not pi. But then you got 79, which is the 22nd prime number. So we got 88th day of the year. We got 22 here, 22 there. I have seen 35 a lot, I have to admit. Been seeing it a ton. But I don't know. Since it's the 88th day of the year and we got the 22s, I'm going to have to go with Duke with the 14, even though it was last year, but the 88 and 41 and 14 went amazingly together. It was like a big year, so we'll go with Duke. And like I said, I don't know what storyline they're going to really run with it. So, I mean, that's the problem, but we'll find out after they do it. But anyway, so last thing I'm going to say here, the championship game then is on April 6th, which is 4-6. And 46 years ago was 1969. If you add up April 6th, you get 136, 64, and 55. April 6th is also the 96th day of the year, so 96, 69 mirror. 46 years ago was 1969. Indianapolis adds up to 123.60 or 69, and the 46th day of the year is February 15th. So, there's a pattern here of 69 and 46. 69, 46. But even look at this here. So, April 6th, the day that the game is on, is 136.64, which is the mirror of 46, and then 55. And if you go up here to Louisville is 136.46, which is the mirror of 64, 55, 62, and 76. So 136, 46, 55. And I added these because I added these are, instead of V being 4, they're actually 22 in these ones. And I also just realized that I added it wrong on these last two too. So um because V is either 4 or 22, and basically, yeah, so it's 64 and 72 at the end here. So you got 136, 46, 55, 64, 72, and you go down to the championship game, and you have, it's all about 46 and 69, and then April 6th, the day that it's on, is 136, 64, 55. Every one of them numbers is in Louisville, and it's not in any other number or any other uh, team. So my guess is that Louisville is going to win it all. Like I said, I don't know what story they're going with. That's just my guess by looking at these and looking at some patterns and whatnot. Um, Definitely a 46-69 connection, though. So I guess, who knows? Like I said, it's down to the 8 teams. At my last videos or whatever, I talked about how I was going to watch the episodes of Doug and then do some decodes on them. Problem is that every time I find the episodes I want to watch, they're not the right episode, and I cannot find the 45th episode, like a full one, online for free. It only plays like half of it, and I don't know why. And then the 49th episode is nowhere to be found. I can find every other episode, can't find the 45th and the 49th, the two main ones I wanted to watch. So I can't make a video on them yet, because I haven't been able to fully watch them. Also, I was on Facebook last night, and just on my homepage, just I want to point out this dude from Chicago, and his name's he's a rapper, and his name's DeLorean. You know, like the time travel car, the DeLorean. But so anyway, hold on, I'll show you. All right, so this, who knows? This dude probably doesn't know anything of like the weirdness about it here. His rapper name is DeLorean, and these guys posted him, and they wrote it because one of their song is, "Why you rockin' Air Jordans but sleep on an air mattress? This is real." So I thought, man, time travel, DeLorean, and then this guy singing about. So this is his Facebook page, and his band one or whatever, and he's from Chicago, which is kind of funny. Maybe that's why he's singing about air Jordans or whatever. But he has like over 1 million likes, and so it's like, what? He has that many likes. He must be famous. I don't know. I've never heard of the guy, but maybe he's not famous. Maybe he just has a lot of likes. But look when his band page was created, January 18th, so of 2013. So literally 1-1-8-11-8-88. His name's DeLorean. It's 88 miles an hour to go to travel through time. I mean, just weird. Anyway, so here's his likes too. That's how many likes he has. So if he's some small time dude, that doesn't make any sense that he has that many likes. I just find it really interesting. I was scrolling. It's one of them weird things, I'm scrolling down my Facebook homepage, and I see DeLorean and something with Michael Jordan. Like, what are the odds of it? Anyway, let's click off of him. Let's go back to his actual real page here, Elijah DeLorean Johnson. And you look at his personal information or whatever. He was born on September 11th, 1987. The exact halfway point from the World Trade Center's, or maybe not exact, but the year 87 is the halfway point between the World Trade Centers being built and the World Trade Centers falling down or whatever. And then he was born on September 11th, and he made his other page on 11-8 or whatever, the 88. It's just some crazy stuff. And then he's from Chicago, so just kind of weird. Just wanted to point that out. And like I said on the picks or whatever, who knows? I'm not going out on a limb and saying, oh, I'm definitely right, but I just wanted to show some patterns and how they might go about doing it. So anyway, have a great night. I guess we'll find out after this weekend, and maybe I'll post some more videos as to maybe a new pattern or something. But have a great one.